near, far, wherever you are, this video is sponsored by PokeLabo Inc. SINoALICE. It's finally here, and by here I mean in the West, in English, officially 3 years after its Japanese launch. I was actually in Japan a few months after this game came out, and there was merchandise everywhere. It was basically the mobile game I was waiting for quite a while because it comes to us from the brilliant mind of Yoko Taro. This mobile RPG takes place inside a mysterious library where fairy tales have become quite a bit darker and quite a bit more twisted. Characters like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Little Red Riding Hood are all here, but their tales are not quite as you remembered them. This aspect of the game is the most intriguing. The unique style cutscenes and story segments are delivered in is just so Yoko Taro. Honestly, I'd just be happy to read all of these excerpts without a game at all. It's as if Yoko Taro sat down for weeks on end musing his dark ideas for every famous fairy tale. There is a lot of stuff to read too, if you like that kind of thing. Every weapon in the game also has its own unique story. In game terms, you are going through a character's story to save the author of their story, and you do this by engaging in real-time battles that have a very mobile game feel to them. Something you have to remember is that this game did originally launch in 2017. Mobile games have generally had a shift over the last few years, but in my mind it's been a shift in the wrong direction. I'm thankful SINoALICE is still from a time where mobile games were meant to be things you pick up and play for short time periods, when you're out and about or have some time to kill. If we accept mobile game monetization models for what they are, then I'd much rather have an experience like this that I can pick up at any time, rather than one that strings me along for hours at a time in fear that I'll miss some bonus or something like that. And speaking of monetization, this game is of course free to play with a character gacha. It's pretty much been the par for the course model for many years now. The advantage SINoALICE has in this respect though, generally, is that they are usually not trying to hold all your favourite characters from your favourite franchises ransom in the gacha. The characters are based on fairy tales, but they are more or less original characters with original designs, and their functions in-game are wholly separate from their fairy tale inspirations. I did say usually though, because starting on July 16th, there is a Nier Automata crossover event that will run until the 6th of August. There will be a brand new story added, written exclusively by Yoko Taro, featuring characters from Nier Automata. They even have the original Japanese voice actors reprising their roles for this fully voiced crossover story. A Nier Replicant event will start immediately after the Automata event too, so it's a great time for Nier fans to jump in. Simply logging in during the event will get you a free 2B character unit, but you'll need to cross your fingers in the gacha for characters like A2. There will also be a lot of Nier-inspired weapons with their own stories as well. The biggest strength this game has, other than the writing of course, is the music. Composer Okabe, who brought us the mind-blowing Nier Automata soundtrack, also sends us on a hell of a journey in SINoALICE, both in the main game itself and the Nier Automata crossover event. Bringing this back to gameplay to close the video out, like many mobile games from this time, most of the player input is done in pre-battle deck building and strategizing. How you choose to build a character and their deck, and which character you choose to tackle a specific challenge with will absolutely decide whether or not you'll come out on top. Once you're in battle, you can select weapon skills and which enemies you want to attack. There are elemental strengths and weaknesses, and some character classes behave more like healers and buffers for your teammates. But if this isn't your thing and you just want to go along for the Yoko Taro ride, there is an auto mode which is pretty effective and minimizes the amount of input you'll need to make during a battle. There are guilds, and even a guild vs guild PvP mode as well, where up to 30 participants compete, communicate strategies with each other using stickers and emotes, and brand new for the global version is the ability to set a country flag for your guild to also represent your nation, with over 130 countries represented. But it seems to me like the focus here was really on just letting Yoko Taro go nuts writing a bunch of wild, wacky, dark and fun little stories. If any of this sounds even remotely interesting to you, you can download the game for free now on both iOS and Android. I want to give a big thank you to PokeLabo Inc. for sponsoring the video. I was going to check out SINoALICE regardless because I have legitimately been interested in it for years now, but they were gracious enough to give me the push I needed to actually share my thoughts about it with all of you. So check out the game, you'll find links in the video description, let me know in the comments what you think of it if you're playing it, and I'll see you all soon.